All right, now we got another video from WRESTLELAMIA. And I'm pretty sure you guys have subscribed to their channel already. Another news report. So let's go ahead and check out these reports and see what we can commentate on it. So go ahead and subscribe and let's go ahead and get started.
What is going on, guys? It is WRESTLELAMIA here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including The Rock promising disruption to the WWE, Jade Cargill's return imminent, Fox denies wrestling deal with Vince McMahon, WWE wants the Hardy Boys back on the main roster, a huge IC title match planned for WrestleMania 41, the truth behind this awkward moment in AEW, Asuka roast wrestling reviews, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleLamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at The Rock promising disruption to WWE, and what is behind The Rock's recent statement that he wants Cody Rhodes' soul. Fans have been puzzling over this ever since the final boss appeared on last week's SmackDown, and now The Rock is giving fans an inkling of what to expect, as he tweeted, "Thanks for watching the show, we have some disruptive moves coming up, so tune in. Love playing this audacious, unpredictable character known as the final boss. Toronto, Canada, I'll see you this weekend at Elimination Chamber." Now whilst we have our reservations on whether this whole storyline was planned or not, WWE SmackDown producer TJ Wilson aka Tyson Kidd mentioned when he found out about The Rock coming back. "I found out kinda when everyone else did, when it was announced on Twitter. Everything The Rock touches, especially when it comes to wrestling, it becomes exciting and very unpredictable. You don't know what he's gonna say, let alone what he's gonna do on TV. Now whether or not this storyline plays out well remains to be seen, but fans should get a definitive answer from Cody this Saturday." Next up, the backstage reaction to the women's tag title switch. Now Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and the first 3-time champions to boot. But now reports are coming in on the backstage reaction and what it means for the women's division going forward, and how long the title switch had been planned for before this week's Raw, where Bianca Belair and Naomi dropped the belt. A PW Insider reports that WWE officials were really happy with the crowd's reaction, and that it more than met their expectations for a main event match. The site also notes that the title switch had to be planned for some time. You may recall a report earlier this year that they were planning to push the Judgment Day's Deadly Duo. There was no word on whether this means an extended run with the belts or a program where Liv and Raquel will elevate a new team, but considering how woeful the women's tag division has been booked, fans may want to keep their expectations low, as this isn't the first time we've heard a big push was planned for the women's tag championships. Recall Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler's woeful run when the WWE promised big things and dropped the ball.
I mean, look, the way I see it, if they're going to get a tag team push, I don't see them losing the titles anytime soon. But however, if Dom does exit out of the picture, I hope they maintain without him. But I don't know if I could see that right now, but maybe after WrestleMania, we'll see. But I do see them keeping the titles for at least about 4 or 6 months. But we would have to see who can really beat them. But we would have to wait and see, pretty much.
Next up, Jade Cargill's return is imminent. Now is Jade Cargill finally returning to WWE after she was written off last November? PW Insider reports that it's believed that Bianca Belair and Naomi dropping the belts will lead to Jade Cargill's return and the revelation of who really took her out of action months ago. There's still no confirmation on why Jade was written off TV, with some speculation it was due to a real-life injury, and other speculation it was for personal reasons. As far as the storyline of who took Cargill out, fans seem to have lost a little interest in it. Barring an incredible twist, and one that actually makes sense, this may become an anticlimactic mystery like the one where Dexter Lumis was stalking The Miz for unknown reasons. Did we ever find out an answer for that? Next up, Fox denies a wrestling deal with Vince McMahon. Now there's an update concerning yesterday's rumors that Vince McMahon is contemplating a return to running a wrestling promotion, and that new entity might be working with Fox, the network that previously carried SmackDown. However, The Athletic's Andrew Marchand is reporting that Fox is not involved. There's a report that Vince McMahon might start a wrestling company with Fox as a partner. If McMahon is planning that or not, I don't know, but the Fox part is not true, according to a network spokesman. Now, as you mentioned, it's unknown if Vince is thinking about starting a wrestling company, but we now know Fox is not involved. While there have been rumors of Vince putting together a team for an entertainment company, McMahon has 2 major lawsuits pending against him. Cultaholic reminded readers that the 79-year-old is still facing legal challenges in the form of former WWE employee Janelle Grant's lawsuit against himself, John Laurinaitis, and WWE, as well as a lawsuit by former WWE ring boys that also names WWE, TKO, and Linda McMahon as defendants. However, these are civil lawsuits, so McMahon may still feel he can deal with any litigation while moving ahead on the rumored entertainment company or wrestling company.
You know, you would think for a guy, well, $1 billion would just be settled with that and just enjoy life as he's still, living with the type of age that he has. I mean, 79 years old with $1 billion is something that I would definitely retire if I was him. I don't know why he feels like he needs to continue to work when he's worth $1 billion. But just because you're worth $1 billion doesn't mean you have it. So, hopefully that he just enjoys his retirement, because at the end of the day, life goes on, and I would rather for Vince to move on, when it comes to that. But I mean, does anybody want to work with Vince right now? I mean, because honestly, why would you want to? When everybody that worked with him before are pretty much working with Triple H and The Rock. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. But hopefully Vince would just enjoy his retirement, because I feel like right now it's, it doesn't seem like it because of these lawsuits. But if I was him, I would just settle. Just pretty much not the lawsuit, but I'm saying like settle with the retirement and just, enjoy life as it go, unless you're bored. But what's to be bored about? You can do whatever you want. You're Vince McMahon, Yeah.
Next up, a huge multi-man IC title match planned for WrestleMania 41. A current Intercontinental Champion Bron Breakker may be in for his biggest match to date, as a new story from WrestleVote suggests that Breakker will have to deal with multiple opponents at this year's show of shows. WrestleVotes mentioned they're tossing around a multi-man, as has become a tradition at WrestleMania, whether it be the Intercontinental title or tag team titles last year. I'd be surprised if it wasn't a multi-man type of match. I'm not saying that there's going to be a ladder involved, don't know if that's the direction they're going, but I doubt it's Bron Breakker versus X in a one-on-one match. WWE has hinted at Breakker being chased by more than one challenger, and it's teased a program with AJ Styles and more recently a Breakker versus Finn Balor match. A match involving various opponents would allow the WWE to take the belt off Braun without him taking a pinfall, something which could protect him, especially if WWE is elevating him into the WWE World title picture. Who should be involved in this multi-man match though? Let us know in the comments down below.
I mean, the people you just mentioned. So, Finn, Dom. Well, I do think that Finn and Dom should, stay out of this and focus on their beef. I mean, their upcoming beef. But I would say Kaiser, Penta, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, and AJ Styles. And that's pretty much it. Because Finn and Dom are going to be beefing. I'm telling you this right now. It's going to happen. Unless something comes up, it's going to happen. Trust me. So they're probably going to be out. But you never know. Well, maybe they might get something on Raw. We'll never know. I mean, hopefully we'll see Finn versus Bron Breakker next week. If not, we'll see him after that. We got a couple weeks, so we'll see it.
Hello. Next up, Tony fumbled. Now, is AEW President Tony Khan suffering roster regret following his decision to release Ricky Starks? While that's unknown, NXT fans had some laughs at Khan's expense during Ricky Saints, formerly Starks, NXT match with chants of Tony fumbled breaking out during the bout. Ricky did a great job not corpsing, but we imagine Ricky was laughing inside as his NXT run is already off to a great start. NXT featured another electrifying episode that included Saints' debut, the Hardys defeating the No Quarter Catch crew, and TNA World Champion Moose successfully defending the title against NXT Heritage Cup champion Lexis King. Now, NXT has been picking up steam with more than a few fans claiming it's the best wrestling show right now.
I think he's fumbling Brad Breakker and Anna Jay, but hopefully Anna Jay will come back from Japan, and hopefully it won't come to that. But I think, to me, he's fumbling Brad Breakker and Thunder Rosa. So, and I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about that in this video. But, well, at least with Thunder Rosa, but I don't know about Baker. So, she's been going ghost for a couple months now, and we haven't seen her since that feud with Mercedes. So we've seen her in red carpets, but we haven't seen her in the ring. So hopefully her contract will be released so that way we could see her in WWE. Hopefully she'll come to NXT. Hopefully.
Now, next up, a blockbuster bout booked for NXT Roadblock. WWE and TNA are wasting no time when it comes to utilizing both promotions' rosters, as WWE have recently announced 2 intercompany title matches for its 11th March NXT Roadblock special. The first involves TNA World Champions the Hardy Boyz defending their belts against NXT Tag Champions Fraxium, while the second involves TNA X Division Champion Moose challenging NXT Champion Oba Femi for Femi's title. In addition, NXT North American Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquero will battle NXT Women's Champion Julia in a winner-takes-all match. Now, if this card is any hint of how the NXT TNA partnership will play out, fans of both promotions are in for a hell of a 2025. But that's not all, as WWE wants the Hardy Boyz back on the main roster. Matt and Jeff Hardy made a triumphant return to WWE programming on last night's NXT, and Jeff didn't look to miss a beat, even pulling off a lovely whisper in the wind and vaulting off Brother Matt to a roaring crowd. WWE have already confirmed that the Hardys will put the belts on the line at NXT Roadblock, but it seems that WWE want even more. The duo could be landing on the Raw or SmackDown brands soon, as WrestleVotes is reporting WWE has dropped a brand new Hardy Boyz shirt ahead of the NXT return tonight. Internally, there's buzz that this is just the beginning, with creative sources optimistic the legendary duo will have a main roster program sometime this spring/summer. Fans are already getting into fantasy booking online, proposing programs between the Hardys and DIY, other dream matches, and a potential run with one of the main roster's tag titles. There's also many people lobbying for the WWE to induct both Matt and Jeff into this year's Hall of Fame.
I don't think they're going to join the main roster because they're signed with TNA, but however, I do believe they're going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, but them being the main roster is impossible when they're in TNA. They can visit, but switching from TNA to WWE, no, I can't see that. With these poor writing and going on with the main roster, I can't see that. I wouldn't, if I were them, I would stay away from the main roster, period.
Fame. Next up, the truth behind this awkward segment on Dynamite. Now it's time for an update on a segment from last week's Dynamite where heels Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford delivered a post-match beatdown to Chris Statlander, only for Thunder Rosa to show up for the save with a steel chair in hand. Cultaholic described the strange events that followed, saying that Bayne and Ford stood their ground while Thunder Rosa simply just didn't use the steel chair. Rosa and Ford then had a tug of war over the chair before Rosa reclaimed it. Bayne and Ford next slowly exited the ring as Rosa continued not to use the chair as a weapon until the former AEW Women's World Champion finally threw it at Bayne and Ford's feet once they were on the rampway. Some fans were really left scratching their heads, with Cultaholic pointing out that there was even speculation that Bayne and Ford went into business for themselves. However, the truth has now finally been revealed, as Fightful Select is reporting the blunder was a result of a miscommunication between a producer and the wrestlers. The wrestlers involved addressed the situation afterward, and there was no history of heat between them before the segment or
I still think there's something going on in the back that we are not aware about, and hopefully Thunder Rosa will, figure out what happened. But again, it's not about safety; it's about the production and the communication. So yeah, I mean, if there is a miscommunication, then okay, but that's why I say we need a restart. You know what I mean? So if we could just get a restart, that would be good. Because honestly, that was just not a good skit. That was not a good segment at all. So we definitely need a restart for sure. For sure. It's because I hope Thunder and Megan and Penelope don't have no, I just hope there's no real beef between those three because, I fuck with Megan heavily. I think she's super hot. She's very attractive. And I don't fuck with Penelope just because I think she's a whore. And that's just my personal opinion. I think she's a whore based off of what she's been doing in the ring to the divas with all that licky to the face. I just think she's like, you might as well just, as far as you're doing that, you might as well be a porn star if you're just going to do all that. Also she do have an OnlyFans. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I just want to let y'all know she do have an OnlyFans. Haven't checked out the content, but probably won't just because I don't like her. But I would never, subscribe, but I'm just saying it's just, I just think it's weird that, this chick is literally trying to bring back the Attitude Era, but I just feel like her licking women's faces is just like, to me, it's just weird as fuck, because I'm just like, bitch, if you want to be a porn star, just say it. You know what I mean? Or just, no, not say it, become it, And if you're doing all that porn shit on your OnlyFans, then shoot, you're not the only one. I mean, Megan Bang got one too, and Thunder Rosa got a Patreon. So it's like, I mean, if you guys want to promote some of that, then fine. I mean, when you and Megan gonna collab, So, I just think Penelope is just a fucking weirdo to me. I just think she's weird, Megan Bang, I love your body, baby. I love you so much. I just want to pour you in my cup because you remind me of orange juice with the side of breakfast in the morning. No cap. But Thunder Rosa, she fine too, I shoot. She fine too. I mean, if you see a couple of pictures, she fine as hell. No cap. Her photo shoots is like on point. You know what I'm saying? But some people say, well, she should come to WWE. Well, I would say not yet. I would say, well, let's just figure out how this goes. Let's just see if they'll do a restart. Let's see if they'll do a restart with Megan Bang and Penelope and Chris and Thunder Rosa. And let's just see if we can get this rivalry. Let's just restart it. You know what I mean? Just make it much better than it did last week or 7 days ago. I think that's what it is. So let's just wait. Let's wait until they can get a restart, and then we'll see if they'll make it much better than that segment we just saw. So let's wait. All right, let's wait.
BAFTA. Next up, a WWE tag team headed to AEW. Now, our recently released wrestlers Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, aka the Good Brothers, headed to AEW. Whilst this is still in the rumor stage, a social media post by AEW Executive Vice President Nick Jackson mentioned Jackson posted a photo with his brother Matt, AJ Styles, Anderson, and Gallows all posing together many years ago. Gallows and Anderson have had a long history with the Elite, and rumor has it that the team passed on a chance to join the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega during AEW's early years. Now, the duo did have a brief run in 2021 in AEW, but whether this leads to a full return.
Well, I kind of want them back so that way we could form the Bullet Club with AJ Styles and Finn Balor and Liv Morgan, but because their contracts expired, and probably won't get that, but hopefully they'll come back so that way we can form the Bullet Club, but I don't know, man. I mean, if they go to AEW, that's fine, but I would rather for them to come back so we can get the Bullet Club formed and we can see the friction right there. So, with Liv Morgan added with it, so.
Turn is unknown. And finally, Asuka roasts wrestling reviews. Last but not least, Asuka has been in beast mode online, dishing out some red-hot replies to people she disagrees with, whether it's music critics or wrestling critics. Asuka recently responded to a tweet where a fan posted a screenshot of a CageMatch.net review for Asuka vs Mickie James with a 6.3 rating out of 10. As she mentioned, do you really let worthless garbage reviews dictate your choices? Be it games or cars, reviews mean nothing. There's nothing more pathetic than surrounding your own judgment to someone else's opinion. Take full control of your own thoughts.
All right, so that's the rumor reports for today. So, hey man, but hopefully AEW will work things out with Thunder Rosa, and as for the rest, we'll just have to wait and see. And for Vince, not sure. I just would rather for him to just enjoy his retirement and get those lawsuits out of the way, so that way he can die with happiness of what he accomplished for the company. And as for Tony, I would just listen. As for Tony Khan, hey, listen, do right by your wrestlers. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, Thunder Rosa is not getting a good rap right now based off of what you did in that segment. So I hope you refresh it. And then again, keep Megan Bang because I like her. As for Penelope, I can give a damn about that whore. Okay, so but that's pretty much it for the rumor report. But y'all comment down below and pick which topic you want to talk about in the comment section, and give me your thoughts on which topic you are more interested in. All right, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. All right, I'm out.